I've always been interested in telling a community story as part of the way that you can kind of educate and get some civic literacy. And we kind of had this idea about some kind of digital storytelling medium for our community, for our region. And then when the innovation award application process went around and we were looking at it, we're like, this is kind of an exact opportunity to try to make this thing happen sooner rather than later. And it was really one of those, luck favors the prepared. We kind of knew what we wanted to do, and it was very easy for us to bring in some partners like the Buchanan Center for the Arts, the Public Library, the Historical Society, who all saw value in creating a digital way to tell stories for our city, for our region, for our county, and then hopefully later share it through open source to the entire state.
We're very excited about this opportunity. What it's going to be able to do for us is expand the exposure of the exhibits and the artifacts that we have here at the museum. Not only do we share it with the public, but we're also going to be able to share it with other learning institutions and make it, some of these pieces are rare and they're going to be of value to these other places. Some of the things that we have will be our artifacts that we have, maybe not an entire exhibit, but coupling that with other information that other places have, it could build into a bigger exhibit online that we wouldn't be able to have here. In addition, whenever people are able to see the virtual museum, hopefully that'll spark an interest that will actually lead them here and not just experience the museum itself, but the entire community and benefit other entities as well.
When we were kind of putting together the grant, we were trying to think, okay, part of it is technology development. That's what we're working on right now. The next part is gathering together a core of volunteers from different groups. More of the senior volunteers who work with the Historical Society, historically interested college students or people in Bridget's Local Heroes class, and also high school students. How can we bring them in and have them curate and create their own exhibits? And while they're going through the process of telling the stories, gathering the text, shooting the video, putting it together in a context, they're really becoming engaged with the history of their own region. And that's really where it came from. And so the project itself is the technological development of a broadband-capable web application, and then the training piece of getting citizen volunteers actively involved in curating online exhibits.
So the version of the course that I teach is called Local Heroes, and what it does is it really tries to build a bridge between the campus and the community through a civic engagement project based on celebrating our local heroes. So students are paired with a community mentor who they shadow and just kind of spend time with throughout the semester to kind of get to know them. And they write a multimedia biography then about that local hero over the course of the semester, which includes video, audio, photographs, text, just kind of telling the story of what that person has meant to our community. So the multimedia biographies are then collected as one exhibit within the Warren County Virtual Museum. So there will be different collections with pieces from the library, from the archives, from the Historical Society, and one of the collections will be called Local Heroes, and it'll have these different multimedia biographies of our local heroes.
If you're not part of technology, you're going to be left behind. And we do realize that. And we want to hit a younger generation too, because you tend to find older individuals interested in history and museums like this. And the sooner that we can engage a younger population, then we're going to have those individuals filling in the steps once we're gone.
And from my vantage point too, from the city standpoint, it's also a great marketing tool for our community and our region. If we can show the interesting stories of things that happened here, Ralph Greenleaf, pool champion, the great Nicola, one of the great magicians, one of the crazy daredevil stunts that happened in the turn of the century in town, Monmouth pottery, all those stories are great ways to get word out to the larger world. And that's something we couldn't do without the internet and without broadband technology. So this is a great tool for marketing too. For me, the most important thing is a community taking charge of their stories. And one of the great democratizers is our web-based applications. Because you can build an application that a high school student can use they don't need that technical training that a senior citizen can use. and they can become part of the storytelling process and that tapestry that creates the community experience.